Hey, what's up guys, it's Oakley, and this is going to be Fall of the Samurai online multiplayer 2 versus 2. Both armies here are, or actually all four armies I should say here, are going to have their own gun batteries. So this is going to make for an interesting battle as we move forward. The terrain itself is pretty good for FOTS type warfare because of all the undulating hills. It means that you have to be very careful about your line of sight. So myself and my ally are pushing forward. I have a white tiger force, he has black bear infantry. We're moving forward and immediately I start to get shelled. I actually, despite owning this game for a while, still don't have many of the upgraded units. I haven't unlocked very much, so I still have my parrot gun here as opposed to the enemy Armstrong guns, which is just, they're just shelling our position. So I'm going to do my best, but my max range is just shy of the enemy force, so we're at a disadvantage here. However, my ally is going to bring out his Armstrong gun. He's going to be hitting some of those sharpshooters and other units, but it's going to be a pretty awesome back and forth battery going on here. So I'm going to try and push up aggressively. I have Red Bear and some cavalry. I'm going to try and go for these capture points around the edges and then swoop around behind my enemy line right there. But with two of these forces trying to suppress us, it's going to be quite a difficult approach. They've even positioned themselves behind this little, man, it looks really pretty with all these flowers and such. They found a nice little area to dig themselves in. These guns shoot obviously at an arc, and so they can avoid direct line of fire and just shoot right over this hill and start destroying our position. So pretty good setup for them. However, the enemy has gotten a little too ambitious with these Infanterie de Marine who start pulling up, and now they're going to be finally within range of my units. So they were trying to contest perhaps the workshop there, but bam, they're going to be now taking fire from both of our combined batteries. That's what I like about having some artillery in these games, is it definitely makes it cinematic. Some of these guys, whew, and they were just getting shelled hardcore from left and right. So there goes a super high tier infantry unit, very expensive. You can see here his tattered banner. I think he's max rank 9 or something, so that was a very expensive unit that just got torn to shreds. Meanwhile, I don't have much to show in terms of units. They can shoot everything they want. All I have is low tier guys anyways. My parrot gun is dwindling. It has 2 out of 4 units left, so that is not going too well. Down on the low ground, the enemy force has pushed forward with some katana units. So he has taken this dojo, spear levies, and a bunch of these sharpshooters, which are actually Tosa riflemen. So could be pretty scary for us. Or no, these are actually sharpshooters. Huh. I didn't know that was actually a unit. I figured they were Tosa rifles. But they have extreme range, so we're going to have to stall our advance here. But man, down through the center, we are going to start to clear a path forward. I've actually been able to scoot. This is actually one of my cav. I went around behind that hill and charged up through the back, so we're actually going to be able to come in here and silence one of the enemy gun units. Looks like he did not see us coming, so that's one of the problems of being stationed behind this little hill, is they don't really have any sentries set up. So tried to get some last point blank shots, but we were able to silence that. So here we go, silencing the guns, thank goodness. Not all of them though. So here we go, this guy is going down. The enemy is going to react. He's going to try and pull back some units to try and cover this, but now we're able to focus fire with our own Armstrong guns on this position here, take out these sharpshooters at a distance, and they are now at our mercy. So that is going well for us. I'm now going to disengage from this fight and go in and try and swoop into this main position. In conjunction with that assault, I'm going to try and push up through the main, the front. So let's watch this. My opponent's being surprisingly unresponsive here. Boom. The shaking camera right there just showing how devastating that cavalry charge was. So we're going to be disrupting his lines, but he does have his own general in the mix here. Going to turn around and just unleash on me. I'm trying to get to him, but with so many ranks of units in between him and I, it's not going to be going super well. So here they go. They're going to be able to pick apart my guys one at a time. However, this has been kind of an opportunity for me to scoot up my men while the enemy was otherwise occupied. However, the timing was not quite right. The enemy has actually been able to rally up their guys, deal with my cav before I was even in position. So this is not going to be going super well. I'm trying to close the ranks, get super close before I get my first volley, try and do some Civil War-esque tactics. I figured the knoll here would block his firing range, but it looks like it absolutely did not. I misjudged that, and that is going to cost me dearly as I try and push up. My guys are now going to be slaughtered. On this front, the terrain is effectively blocking our guys, so my opponent has a very interesting setup position. Now I'm finally getting set up to try and deal with my opponent, but Cav comes out of nowhere. It's going to park itself on my flank and, ooh, just wreck my guys. So on this front, we're actually going to start to have to double back and fall back. His Matchlock Kachi are going to be destroying my guys, so I'm going to try and chase them off with my Fruit Ninja experts, which are Shogun. But anyways, I'm distracting this force enough for my ally to just start destroying his men. Up through the front, his cannons have been silenced, but not at all the Imperial infantry here. You can see all these guys are super vetted up, super elite infantry. So yeah, my guys are going to fall back. At least with the crest of the hill here, I can fall back without too much follow-up fire. But it did a lot of damage to my Red Bear for not much to show. His guys have ridiculous reload rates, so I'm getting just torn to pieces. Cavalry are going to be coming in, so I am in full retreat actually at this point. I chased off some of his infantry, but he's going to be coming in with some more of his own Shogun. So this is going to be an all-out retreat on my part, so I'm pulling back. This whole left wing has been collapsed. However, I did get some units into the midst here. Yariki charged into the enemy general, so that was perfect. And then my own general here came in just to distract these Kyoto police. Got some shots off, and I'm going to be pulling back. And I'm going to be pulling back to some lines who have now decided to engage. And once again, the terrain is somewhat blocking the line of sight on the left, so I'm shielded here, which allows me to get some free shots on the enemy force. Take a look on the left. His guys can't really get a nice shot on me. It's only going to be the corner of our regiments shooting each other, so perfect. And now as my guys crest the top of this hill, we're really going to deal damage to him, so let's watch this. Boom, there you go. So there goes his huge cluster of men. My main line on the top of the hill has, I can't get over this hill. He has too many guys, Tosa rifles, United States Marines, lots of units right there, so I'm forced to pull back, and he's going to continue to put pressure on me with these Katana Kachi. But we do have Armstrong guns, which are trying to harass these guys. I am destroying this right flank. Holy crap, his Tosa rifle is going down with the combined fire of 2 Red Bears, so that is to my advantage. General is still alive, so I can come in here and try sniping his units in the back. In this position, I decide to hold my ground, knowing that his unit is more expensive than mine. And boom, just get a couple of volleys. Allied Saber Cav, ooh, that is going to do a lot of damage once it gets in here. So I'm going to try and disengage with most of my units. Seems to be doing okay. Ooh, and the enemy Saber Cav charge broke off the assault he had going after me. I'm going to come in with my own Shogun here. There we go, perfect sandwich. I have a couple of my guys shooting into the mix. It's going to be doing more damage to us than anyone else, so I'm going to try and reposition my men soon. Now that we've cleaned it up, I'm going to be repositioning my guys to make an assault on this position. My unit's not too eager to take to the top of the hill. Those units that do crest the hill are going to get outranged by the Tosa rifles, who have, you know, like I said, more. Oh my goodness. They have greater firing accuracy, greater reload rate, so I don't necessarily want to take that in a straight up assault. So I'm going to be pushing on the right flank, but again, this little hill blocking the view. What we can do, however, is watch the brave Shogun charging the enemy ranks. I'm not going to be one of the guys in the front because, yeah, you can see headshots are abounding. So he gets one volley with me. Second volley, just look how many volleys those guys can get off against traditional units charging them. But finally, I think we're going to break the lines. Oh my goodness, and that absolutely shattered that force right there. So now that we've gotten into the mix, my main guys on the top lines can start to commit. We're going to get a continued charge from my Shogun into the enemy spear levies. Just going to slaughter those guys. His remaining Tosa and Imperial rifles here. holding strong, but now that I've brought up a lot of my lines, we can clobber him.
You have triumphed over the enemy.
Doing lots of damage. My ally doing well for himself, and over here I have a unit right on his flank. This is going to be absolutely devastating. That line there, and then now finishing final blow. Boom. So definitely a fun battle. I took a lot of damage up through the front, but I think that little snipe that I had with my cavalry to silence the guns on this side let us completely suppress this force. My ally swept in, and then finally here I was kind of liable to lose if I continued to attack my opponent, but it was only a matter of time. Having knocked out both of the enemy artillery, I think we had the advantage on our end, so it was kind of hard to lose that one. So I hope at least you enjoyed the cinematics. Let's end the replay and take a look again at some of these stats. I'm trying to veteran up some of my units to have better stuff to show. I don't really want to bring too many of these vanilla troops battle after battle, so I'm hoping to get some cool guys in terms of the Avatar Conquest veterans to be able to show off. I have a couple of them that are starting to rank up, but most of my veterans are going to be with my traditional force. Enemy killed here. Yeah, looks like I did most of the killing, but also most of the dying. My ally only having lost 126, so he had a pretty easy time of it. The unit stats here, let's see who got the most kills. My Fruit Ninja experts actually carving it up with some Red Bear. General doing pretty well. Parrot Guns with 51 kills is alright. They took a pretty heavy beating themselves. But these types of kills overall are okay, especially if you go back here and see how many. I had almost twice as much as any other unit, so just getting medium pickups in terms of kills for any type of force is going to be overall pretty beneficial to me. Armstrong guns here, yeah, I definitely want to try and get some Armstrong guns. I mean, 140 kills there, 31 only here, so that's not too good. And 28 here. So actually the Armstrong gun's not doing as well as my Parrot guns, so pretty good on my part. I think mostly because the Armstrong guns for our opponents were kind of, you know, sniped early on, and then when they were shooting, they were kind of shooting at our artillery pieces, so it's not going to show too much in terms of kills. Whereas myself and my allies, you know, 140 kills, we were targeting the enemy infantry. So different strategies. Anyways, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Peace out.